Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gray for any of you that are new here, and for those that have come back, thank you so much. So yeah, today's video we're just going to do a quick book haul. I say quick, it's 10 books in total that I ended up buying. Yes, I have finally been paid from my new job, and honestly this is probably the biggest book haul I've done since probably August last year, and it's the first proper book haul except for 2 books that I bought earlier in January, and me and my partner together have bought 10 books. I think I have 6 of them and 4 of them are hers, which I have included just to kind of show the difference between our taste in casual reading. So this is the pile. I'm just gonna go start. So first off, I went to into the Dublin city centre. We decided to treat ourselves, and also because we're going on holiday in 2 weeks time, there was a few things that we had to go in and buy. So I bought them from one of the main bookshops there, and then there is another one that I bought, just this one here, which makes up the 10, and that was bought at a local market when I went out to basically go grab some bread. So we'll start off with that one. It is used and in pre-loved condition, and it is The Book of Longings by Sue Monk Kidd, I believe it said. I'll just pop that here for you. Yeah, so this is from what I can tell, a historical romance, and what really drew me to it was the kind of undertone of possible kind of female rebellion inside of it. So I'll read you the blurb and just kind of move on to the next one. Yeah, so this one is: Anna is born in Gailey at a time when women are seen as possessions, only leaving their fathers' homes to marry. Anne longs to control her destiny, taught to read despite her mother's misgivings. She wants to be a writer and to find her own voice, a voice that will speak for the silenced women around her, a voice that will speak, repeating that, betrothed to an elderly widower. Anna also despairs, but an encounter with a charismatic young carpenter in Nazareth awakens new longings in her, and a different fortune opens up. Yet this is not a simple love story. Anna's journey will bring both joy and tragedy, but also be enriched by the female friendships she makes along the way. So in terms of the time period and the women being possessions and her longing to be a writer, and her heavy love for reading, it does make me think maybe it was inspired by Little Women. I don't know. I have just finished reading that book, and it will be part of my next video, but it kind of drew my interest. I don't know if maybe because I'm coming off of Jo's energy from Little Women and I found this, but it kind of stood out to me. The book stand at the market I went to. Definitely a mix of genres, not all of them are like this, and they're not all divided, so it is kind of hard to see something that jumps out. This is one of the ones, it's actually the only one. It got really busy and I had to leave. But yeah, I'm really happy that I stuck around and just looked. I did nearly just walk past without, but I am weak. So yeah, that is one of the books. I am looking forward to it, but I don't think I'm going to jump on it immediately. And then this is actually a book that I spoke about already, and I spoke about it in wanting to try new genres of video. And basically this is the first biography that I'm going to try and read, and this is I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jennette McCurdy. Let me show you that. Yeah. So this is Jennette McCurdy. She is she was a child actor for iCarly on Nickelodeon, and then went off and did something with Ariana Grande before she became who she is now. I think it was Kat and Sam or something. I kind of stopped watching TV in general around that time. But yeah, I know her from iCarly, and I just kind of wanted, for my first biography that I'm actually going to try and read, to be, you know, someone my own age, someone that I grew up watching on TV, instead of like a figure that I don't really care about. So I thought I'd do someone more relevant to myself. Really looking forward to it. I've seen her kind of interview clips of it online, and yeah, just really looking forward to it. It kind of gives me the same vibes as How to Kill Your Family. But obviously this is real life biography, and it's, you know, how she was a child star, her mother's greed, narcissism, and it's also just very pretty. She's turned like kind of a morbid subject from the cover of it into kind of very light, hearty and funny. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to starting this. This is on the top of my list. I might even start reading that this month. Next we have Neil Gaiman, The Graveyard Book. So there was a few different Neil Gaiman ones that I was looking at. I nearly grabbed Good Omens, but I decided not to. I just wanted to go for something smaller of his because I have just finished reading this month American Gods. So let me just read the blurb of this one for you if you haven't read it. Yeah, so this is Nobody Owens, known to his friends as Bod, is a perfectly normal boy apart from the fact that he lives in a graveyard and is being raised and educated by ghosts, and his guardian belongs to neither the world of the living nor the dead. There are dangers and adventures for Bod in a graveyard, the strange and terrible menace of the Slayer, a gravestone entrance to a desert that leads to the city of ghouls, friendships with a witch, and so much more. But in this land of the living, that the real dangers lurk, for it is there that the man Jack lives, and he has already killed Bod's family. Yeah, kind of sounds like a mystery, but at the same time it still has kind of American God vibes with the whole mythical side of it, and just a kid living his life, and possibly a man living his life and falls into trouble. Yeah, so that kind of sounded interesting. Really, hopefully a light read with how quickly and easy I found American Gods. I'm hoping this is going to be like a weekender. Next, so this one I actually got some dirty looks for, mainly just because I turned to my partner and went, that famous author, oh, he does stuff, he's the one that wrote it. And I got a side eye from one or two people in the bookshop for that. Yeah, Stephen King. My partner recommended that I either try Pet Sematary or Salem's Lot, just to start off with for Stephen King. So I decided on Salem's Lot, mainly because Pet Sematary was a bit too high for me to reach and I didn't feel like tiptoeing. Yeah, so here's the cover. I'm going to read the blurb again. So Salem's Lot is a small New England town with white clapboard houses, tree-lined streets, and solid church stables. Of course, there are tales of strange happenings, but no more than in any other such town. Ben Mears has returned to the lot to write a novel and exorcise the terrors that have haunted him since childhood, since the event he witnessed at the Marston house. He finds the house has been rented by a newcomer, a man who causes Ben some unease, and then things start to happen. A child disappears, a dog is brutally killed, and nothing unusual except the list keeps growing. Yeah, so not sure how I feel about this one. I think it's definitely worth a try. I want to see if I enjoy Stephen King's writing. There's a reason why he's so popular. I am familiar with the book It. I have actually watched It 2, not It 1. Yeah, so I am curious just to kind of see how I get on with his writing. I've read one other horror before, and that is Let the Right One In. So I'm kind of hoping I get on with this as well, but we'll see. It is kind of a heftier book, so it may not be this month, but we will see. The next two books, let me just put them in order. So I've got 2 and 3, part of the series. So number 2 is Queen of Sorcery, and number 3 is Magician's Gambit. So this carries on the story of, what's his name? Garion? Yeah, Garion. So I might read the last chapter of the first book just so I know where I am, or do a quick kind of catch up. a flick through so I know kind of what's happened in the story so far, but I've got the next two. Really looking forward to reading these. Again, they're kind of small-ish, maybe a week's worth. It all just kind of depends. The fact that I've got a holiday coming up this month does mean I'm hoping to get some reading done. But at the same time, I'm going to be on holiday. I'm going to be in a different country, enjoying the sun, avoiding getting burnt. So I do burn very easily. So while I'm hiding from the sun, I'm gonna need books. So I might take one of these, I might not. That'll be my next video where I kind of decide what I'm taking, but yeah. This should be fun. I'm looking forward to reading the next two. It's a series that my fiance is really happy that I've gotten into, and she's the one that bought me the first book, or she told me to buy the first book. Either way, I listened to her. The next 4 books are my fiance's. Now this one I might also read. Kind of curious. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi, the whole like sciencey thing, but we'll see. So she's got Welcome to the Night Vale, which I'd have recognised. This is by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Cranor, I think it said. Basically they've done a podcast as well regarding Welcome to the Night Vale. And it's a sci-fi. And I'm going to read the blurb to you. So this is Welcome to the Night Vale, a friendly desert community where the sun is hot, the moon is beautiful, and mysteries lights pass overhead while its citizens pretend to sleep. It's a town like your town, with a city hall, a bowling alley, a diner, and a radio station, reporting all the news that's allowed to be heard. It might be more like your town than you'd like to admit. In this ordinary town where ghosts, aliens, and government conspiracies are part of everyday life, the lives of 2 women with 2 mysteries are about to converge. So it does sound kind of interesting. The bit that puts me off is actually the aliens bit, but that's only a small part. Oh, and the government conspiracies. But again, like, I imagine that's a big plot part of the story, but I'm willing to give it a go. I won't jump on it immediately. My fiance's bought it because she is into this sort of thing. And she's also familiar with the podcast that this is based off of. Or at least it has deprived from it. But yeah, it should be interesting. I love the cover as well. It's very pretty, very minimalist. And it kind of made me think of the Strangerville expansion pack for The Sims, where you've The Sims 3, sorry, The Sims 4, if you're familiar with that at all, with the kind of unlocking the government conspiracy and making your way into the lair. Again, that is also inspired by Stranger Things, but this kind of rang some vibes at being a deserty town and things like that. The next 3 books, this is purely to show you the main difference between our reading styles. So yeah, she's got a sci-fi there. I might read it. There's a few books I've read her let the right one in, so if I buy more horror books, things like that, starting with Stephen King obviously, she'd be into that, and we'd have more common books. But these, yeah, nothing wrong with them, just really not my cup of tea. So to begin with, we've got The Big Bang of Numbers, How to Build the Universe Using Only Maths by Manil Suri. I think I said that correctly. And it's got like these cool little diagrams. Let's show you that inside as best I can. I don't want to like break the spine because it's her book. Yeah, so she's got that. And then by Leonard Susskind and Art Friedman, she's got Quantum Mechanics, the Theoretical Minimum. Boom. Yep. This one is, well, I'm about to surprise you guys, this is full of equations. Let me show you. So yeah, there's some equations, whatever they mean. And then by the same dude, Leonard Susskind and a George Hrabowski, Classical Mathematicals, the Theoretical Minimum. Yeah. And again, more equations and graphs and whatnot. Yeah, so these will be living on the bookcase behind me, mainly because another bookcase we have off to the side that has our educational books. So it's got a mixture of my psychology books, my fiance's mathematical, computing, it's got cookbooks, and it's got languages, and it's got a few graphic novels and world building books as well. Yeah, so it's kind of an oddball, but it's mainly educational, or at least what we class as educational. These will be joining this bookcase because we don't have enough space on that one. It's a very thin one. I think it might actually be one of the really thin billies from IKEA. It's built into the apartment, kind of screwed into the side of the wardrobe, so it's something that was here when we moved in. Yeah, so I will put her books right here. Yeah, so those are the books that I've bought now. Now, obviously, because I'm traveling, if you've watched one of my previous videos about buying books at airports, it's a tradition of ours, and we should be passing through the airport on the first day of travel at a time when the bookshops will be open. So yes, I will be buying a book there, and I'll be adding it to kind of my travel video that I plan on doing, which will be out at the mid to end of the month. Yeah, so if any of you guys are interested in knowing about any of the books that I'm going to be reading, let me know. I'm more than happy to kind of read it and give a bit of a review, give it a star rating and share that. I know I haven't really been doing star ratings recently. It's mainly because I forget, and like I leave a book alone, and then like the next day I think about it, and then a week later I have different emotions about it. So for me, sticking to, like, it changes a lot. Some days I'm like, oh, you know, like my favourite book series is a 3, and then another day it's a 5. Most often it's a 5, but even then my opinion of it changes. Yeah, so if there's any books as well that kind of fit similar vibes to what I've bought, or you see behind me at any point or whatever, feel free to leave a comment. I love engagement. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've read any of these, and would you recommend, would you not? Love to hear it. And yeah, if you could like and subscribe, and again, leave a comment. That really does help my channel growth, and I'm really enjoying how far I've gotten and how far I plan on going with this. But yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great start to your March. Bye.